Hi YouTube, this is We All Juggle Knives with the Mil-Spie 3.5. 3.5 is the blade length in inches. This knife is very interesting for several reasons. Number one, it is N690 CO steel, the well-known Austrian stainless steel. If you follow my channel, you know that that is one of my favorite steels for folding knives. This knife was designed as a folding counterpart to the Mil-Spie 3 and 5 fixed blade knives, which are basically hard use outdoor knives. So they designed this folder kind of the same idea as the Buck 110 and the Buck 112. Probably those are the most famous outdoor type folding knives that I know of. However, this would also be really good indoors because the weight on this is only 4.15 ounces. And the blade length, it's an intermediate length for an EDC folding knife. So yes, very interesting that it can be outdoors or indoors. Now I have some outdoor use footage coming up, but before that I just want to give you a little bit of a closer look at this blade. See, thumb stud openers, recurve design, very strong drop point. Opening is very nice on this. Aluminum handle scales with a little bit of a roughed finish, and cutouts add to grip, make it even lighter. Okay, at this point I'm going to roll in several minutes of outdoor usage footage, trying it on various pieces of wood. Now, if you're not into the whole outdoors thing, don't go away, because when we come back from that footage, I'm going to review it as an EDC type folder, meaning I'm going to show you the lockup and all the other details, all that good stuff. All right, enjoy the footage. Okay, YouTube, I'm doing a voiceover narration here on so the highlight reel of footage that I shot, just trying out this Mil-Spie 3.5, various pieces of wood. Now this piece of wood right here, it's basically firewood. I had it lying around from batoning with some other blades in other videos. And what I'm doing right here is just push cuts, pushing with the thumb and seeing just how this blade bites into wood. And it bites into the wood pretty well. Right, you see that there? Just shaving some pieces off there. Just basically getting a feel for this blade. I don't usually use folding knives for outdoorsy things like that. You see it's making curly cues there. Alright, kind of like a feather stick. Alright, and here I'm using it on a branch. Alright, and this blade, I found it bites into wood fairly well, fairly deep, and within a relatively short piece of time you can basically carve a little notch into a piece of wood. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, let's say you're building a shelter, for example. You need two pieces of wood to fit together for your shelter, for example. Alright, and just taking some long strips of wood off the end, you can do things like make like little tent stake type pieces of wood, more curly cues. People want to know, can you make a feather stick with that? Yes, you can. Right here, this is another type of cutting where you use the tip of your blade basically to drill a divot into a piece of wood. If you don't know what a divot is, it's just kind of a small little circular indent or depression that you drill out, and they're useful in certain types of fire starting. Need a divot, right? And they have a lot of uses. Alright, here I was curious how it would do against pallet wood. That wood right there is a piece of a pallet. Now, pallet wood is not like just a branch. That's treated wood. It's specially treated wood. It's resistant to cutting and various forms of damage. And you can see this blade did pretty well even against that pallet wood, it dug in. There you see it just chopped that big piece of a branch. Alright, chop that too. Nice. Alright, and just more cutting. Again, pretty much just getting a feel for this blade. And you can see, you can shape your little piece of wood however you want, removed, made it flat there. Again, that's if you need to build a shelter or a trap and you need to fit different pieces of wood together with one another. So all in all, pretty good for light cutting tasks. And yeah, it did really well. Hope you enjoyed the footage. I'm not really into batoning with a folding knife, but there might be some people who want to see it, so just a tiny bit. Again, I don't recommend this, but just to be thorough. There you go. Actually did pretty well. So yeah, as far as batoning and chopping, a folder is no stronger than that little bitty cylinder of metal. Okay, so that's why I don't really recommend that. And it's the same deal, with chopping. Can this chop? Sure. Can you chop with it? Sure. But again, all that force is going into that tiny cylinder. So I would not recommend chopping with a folder like this. Alright, here's a size comparison with the Mil-Spie 3.5, the Mil-Spie 3, and the Mil-Spie 5. Alright, there's the folder closed. Let's see it open. Alright, and as you see, the Mil-Spie 3.5 is actually very close in size when opened to the Mil-Spie 3 fixed blade upon which it is based. Alright, and a cool shot, another size comparison. The 3 Mil-Spies, the whole Mil-Spie family. Alright, so there you go. The folder and the small fixed blade around the same size. And here's a little closer look. You see the differences in blade shape. Alright, see the recurve on the folding Mil-Spie. Alright, but very close in size. The thickness, obviously, the fixed blade's going to be thinner. And here's the folder compared to the larger fixed blade. See that there. Yeah, now this is not one of my main user knives at all. I've done an overview of it, but I have other knives that I use. However, I have recently used my work sharp to put my own edge on this. One thing with Tops knives, they do not come razor sharp. That's intentional. They want you to be able to customize it. Sorry the sun is coming out and putting a lot of glare. But yeah, that's my own edge. And this is very sharp now. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that footage. Now let's get into the details of this as maybe an EDC folder. First of all, it's semi-open construction. That there, aluminum handle scales. They do have a roughed texture, a little bit less slippery. Excellent placement of the dual thumb studs. You have ample room and a cutout besides. Ample room to get at those thumb studs. Nice, right or left, no problem. Now you saw this N690 CO blade biting into wood. Did very well. Good ergonomics, got some jimping right there where you would push for some of those cuts. How does it do on the old paper test? Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, not bad at all. Remember, I've already used this. I already, I was pushing this into a lot of wood that afternoon. So this is not the new edge, but yeah, the initial sharpness, it's medium high to high. Now I have to say, the way they've done this, very attractive. Look at all the extra polishing they did on the insides of those cutouts. They didn't have to do that. All right, that looks very nice. Let's check out the lockup. All right, there you see the lockup there. It is secure. It does not flex. It did not have any blade play. If you care about the centering, here it is. I don't know how well you can see that, but it looks pretty well centered. All right, and here's the pocket clip. It is a one position pocket clip. All right, right side tip up. And as I said, deployment is very smooth. The Topps Mil-Spie 3.5 also comes with this nice little Topps carrying case. It's padded, very nice clamshell type zipper case. And it also comes with the Topps, all Topps knives come with basically the Topps warranty, right? And kind of a birth certificate for the knife and their warranty. So that's nice. My final thoughts on this knife, it's like a do almost everything knife. I like that steel, no doubt. I like the sharpness. I like the ergonomics of opening with the thumb stud. I like how light the knife is. Nice intermediate length. Would definitely be handy around a campsite. Like I said, I would prefer not to do really hard chopping. You know, maybe some wrist type chopping, just little branches, but not like full force hatchet chopping. And I don't like to baton with folders either, but still, there are many things in the types of cutting in the outdoors besides those two hard use types. There's, anything that you could imagine your Buck 110 folder doing, just cutting cordage around a campsite, that sort of thing. So would be excellent for, reasonable use in the outdoors. But the fairly lightweight and intermediate size would make this excellent for indoor use too. Let's say you work in shipping or you work in inventory, constantly opening boxes and having to cut things, or any of the hundreds of other blue-collar jobs that require throughout the day many just small cutting tasks. This thing would be perfect for that as well. So it's almost a do-anything folder. Now, is it a tactical too? It's not specifically designed for that, but in a certain sense, anything with a sharp edge that locks up properly, if used correctly, it could give a good accounting for itself for a small folder. So yeah, I really like that it's a do-anything. It's even a collectible in some sense. I mean, if you like to collect, let's say, higher-end production knives, Spydercos Benchmades, yeah, this thing could hold its own even just in the looks and fit and finish department. Yeah, it's on par with Spydercos and Benchmades of around the same price range. So I am very impressed with this folder. This has been We All Juggle Knives. Really hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.